Kapisham Vaijayanti Chamalam Randran Venur Purnayan Gopa Brindari Brindaranyam Swapada Ramanam. So this is Prabhu, you can hear me? Okay. So Krishna has just entered the forest, right? Krishna has just entered the forest. The gopis look at Krishna and they're not able, their voice choke. They can't say it, right? They're not able to say it. Sukdev Goswami, who was actually telling this to Parikshit Maharaj in Bhagavatam, see, one quality of Sukdev Goswami, what is it? He can enter anybody's heart and mind and he can read them. He has that quality. So he was able to enter into the gopis' mind and heart and pull that shloka out of them. What is that description? Here, Baraha Pidam Natavara Vapuhu. That is the first line, right? Baraha Pidam means what? He has a peacock feather. Baraha Pidam means he has a peacock feather on his head and he is dancing so well. When he's walking, it looks as if he is dancing. He's the best of the dancers, right? So he is dancing and he is entering the forest and he has Karanika flower on his ears. Krishna has a blue flower on one of his ears. He's so naughty that that flower will keep falling off, it seems. And he will take from one ear, put it on the other ear. He'll take from another ear. He's restless, as children are restless, he is the same way. And then he has Vaijayanti Mala. What is that Vaijayanti Mala? The Vaijayanti Mala is made up of 5 different kinds of flowers, forest flowers. And it smells very nice, right? And he's wearing that kind of a mala, it says. And then he has Kaustubha Mani. That is also explained. And he has 3 pearl necklaces, which is like a choker he wears. In Damodar Leela also this reference comes, that his choker goes up and down. When Yashoda Mai holds a stick and runs behind him, he's so scared, he's breathing heavily, and he says, when he does that in crying, right, the choker goes up and down. That is explained. The same choker reference is given here by the gopis. And he is wearing a dhoti, which is yellow in color, golden yellow in color. And when he enters the forest, right, he is entering the forest barefooted. And that foot is so good that the foot marks, right, it has all auspicious signs. Even animals don't want to cross that. Animals also realize it is the God's foot and they don't cross it. When the gopis are explaining this, the bhav is so high that they cannot say it. They're just thinking of it in the mind, and Sukdev Goswami pulls it from the mind and he's giving it to all of us to relish. Okay. Then in the Bhishma Stuti, Tribhuvana Kamana Tamala Varnam. So what is Bhishma Dev saying? See, Bhishma Dev is a very, very, very great devotee, pure devotee of Krishna. And we may think why he is fighting against Krishna, right, in the Kurukshetra war. It is actually the Shaurya Rasa. Remember in our class, we were discussing about the 5 different rasas and the 12 rasas, the secondary rasas. In the secondary rasa, one of the rasa is Shaurya Rasa. Okay, that is chivalry. We say it's chivalry, right? In that rasa, Bhishma Dev is giving pleasure to Krishna. Okay, and that is why, and if he was on Arjuna's side, he would have seen the back of Krishna. Here, being opposite to Krishna, the entire Kurukshetra, he was seeing Lord Krishna through those eyes. And that is what he wanted to do. That gives the devotee more pleasure than being behind Krishna, isn't it? Seeing the lotus face of Krishna is very nice. In this Stuti, this is the last prayer of Bhishma Dev before he's leaving the world. And that time he says, he starts describing Krishna. He says, I'm done with all the worldly activities. I had to take care of my brothers. I had to take care of my brothers' children. I had to take care of this Hastinapur. My duties are done. Now I want to think of the most adored thing in my heart. See, all of us have something in our heart which we are close to. Some people may be close to, passionate about cricket. Some people may be passionate about movies. Some people may be passionate about gardening. Like that, for Bhishma Dev, his peace. Sometimes we go into that zone, right, where we are very happy. That zone for Bhishma Dev is Krishna. So he says, I want to think about Krishna. Here, he's explaining how Krishna is looking. Tribhuvana Kamana Tamala Varnam. Tamala is a bluish black. It's actually black colored tree trunk. Okay. And it is somewhat blackish color, grayish black color. So he's explaining that Krishna is that color. Tribhuvan Kamana means in all the three planetary systems, there's nobody as good looking as Krishna, he says. Ravi Gora, that means his complex, his dhoti is so yellowish in color. It is like sunlight, right? And the effulgence coming from Krishna's body is like sunlight. Then he says Vapura Alankara. That means all the bodily good looking. His hair, curly hairs he has, and because of that wind, it is blowing backside. And even that dust, because he is in a battlefield, all the dust is sitting. Even with that dust, Krishna looks very nice. And he's wearing that kavacha, and his kavacha would have got a lot of arrows, which is through Bhishma Dev or other people who are actually firing arrows. And each of those arrows has hit Krishna, and little blood is coming out, oozing out from that area. That also is adding to Krishna's beauty. That is what here Bhishma Dev is saying. So imagine if all of us go to work in this pollution, in this bad traffic, and we come back home and some guest is there at home. What do we tell them? Oh, hello, you just came, have coffee. Did my wife or my mother offer you some? Give me 1 minute, I will go freshen up and come. Why do we say? Because evening by evening, all our faces are gone. It is all full of it. All the color of the face is gone. We look so. But Krishna, although he is in the battle, the middle of Kurukshetra, rest of the army doesn't look like that. But Krishna looks even more good looking with that dust and that blood and that sweat and everything. He's looking even more beautiful. Imagine if Bhishma Dev is talking about Krishna's beauty, how good looking Krishna is, right? And Vijaya Sakhe Ratirastu. That means he is a friend of Vijaya Sakhe. Who's Vijaya Sakhe? That means one who's winning this battle, right? Arjuna. Arjuna's Sakha he is. He is referring him, saying that he is Arjuna's Sakha. Arjuna is standing next to him. We'll go to the next one. The next quality of Krishna is Sarva Salalikshitanvitam. That means he has all the auspicious things on his body. What are all the auspicious things, right? It is said that Acharyas have, when Krishna was born, when they looked at his horoscope, right? People may have 1 or 2 good qualities based on the horoscope. Maximum, they'll have 3. Beyond 3, if they have, right, they will become transcendental. Okay. A little bit of astrology which says is 2 is max, 3 is rare. 3 can be there. Beyond that, you are extraordinary. Nobody can stop you. You'll become like that. Krishna had 32 attributes which made his horoscope auspicious, right? The Acharyas, when they wrote his Kundali, they say he had all there can only be 32 and Krishna had all the 32 auspiciousness. Then the chakra in his hand. All his 10 fingers had chakra. Even if you have 1 or 2, they say it is very good for you. Krishna had chakra in all the fingers, fingertips, he had chakra. And the lotus feet of Krishna, all of us have discussed this in Padasevanam, saying that he has all the auspiciousness, right? The lotus flower, each of that, when you meditate upon each of those symbols, it will take out one anartha out of you and it will give you auspiciousness. I'm yet to find out that chart which says each thing what it is. As soon as I find that, I'll put it in the group. So each of this has a meaning. And when we think about it also, it brings a lot of auspiciousness in our lives. Okay. And then so in Bhagavatam, there is, I think it's in the 10th canto itself, where Akrura has come to take Krishna out of Vrindavan, because Kamsa has forced him to take him out of there. And as soon as, I think we've discussed this also, when Akrura just enters the starting point of Vrindavan, when his chariot goes, he jumps out of the chariot. He jumps out of the chariot and he rolls in the mud, because he's able to see the footprints of Krishna. Not all of us can see that. It is a mercy of Krishna that even if we are able to see the footprint of Krishna in Vrindavan, that is mercy of Krishna. I told you it is like cloud, right? It is like a cataract. We all have those cataracts. We cannot see it. Only if Krishna so desires and he reveals it to us, we can see it. And Akrura is able to see. And he tells everybody else, don't touch this mud. It is all mine. Because all this time you had Krishna with you, you were enjoying. For me, I was so far. I'm always surrounded by asuras. This is my time to have my Krishna. He's rolling on the mud, so that the mud, the footsteps of Krishna comes all over him. Then similar feelings when gopis go to the bank of Yamuna. When gopis look at the footprints of Krishna in the banks of Yamuna, they also feel that ecstatic love for Krishna. They start, that smarana starts for them. It is unbearable for them also, it is said. And Krishna has 24 and a half moon in his entire body. I'll try to recollect where all it is. I may miss a few of them. 10 is his toenails, 10 is his fingernails, so 20 moons. His face itself is a moon. His 2 eyes are a moon. And then how many did we cover? 23, right? I missed one, I think. 24, half I know, which is his tilak is half. And his forehead is another moon, they say. Let me see if I got this. His left cheek is a moon. His right cheek is a moon. That is 2 more moons. So he has 10 toenails, 10 fingernails. And then he has face is another 21. And then cheek, each cheek is another 21, 22, 23, 24. Eyes also, I think, is like a moon only, 2 eyes. And his tilak on his forehead, the tilak that he has is also a moon. It is also considered moon. He is actually considered the king of the moons, because he is carrying 24 and a half moon. There is evidence, all this what I'm saying, I'm missing in which script, but Rupa Goswami has actually referred to those scriptures and given us the essence of it. It is very difficult for us to go and find those scriptures. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu has captured all this from different scriptures. It's not a hearsay or something like that. It is true. And Krishna is like the king of the moons. If you have so many moons, the big moon that you see is Krishna. That is what they say. Ruchira, this is another quality of Krishna. See, some people will be extremely good looking, but when you talk to them, you don't want to talk to them again. Their way of interacting with people will be like that. Or some people, when they enter the room, we all want to leave the room. They are unbearable, right? But Krishna is not like that. With good looks, he also has good nature. When you interact with Krishna, you always want to keep hearing to Krishna. His voice is so melodious that how much ever pain you have in your life, right? Or how much ever suffering you have, once you hear flute or talk to Krishna, all that pain goes away in a minute, right? So here there is a reference of gopis actually talking about it. They give a reference saying that in a hot summer day, it's like a moon coming. The sun rays are scorching hot. It is burning you. That means they're talking about samsara vyadi, right? It is so hot. We can't bear sometimes the anxieties of life. But Krishna is that cool breeze or that coolness in the air, right? That is Krishna. So Krishna's nature is like that, right? He's very good looking. And when you look at that, it is as if you're looking at a moon. It has a pleasing effect on you, is what they're saying. In Kunti's prayers, she talks about it. She says, Namo Pankajanabhaya, Namo Pankaja Maline, Namo Pankajanetraya, Namo Namaste Pankajangri. That means she's praising Krishna saying that you're so good looking. When people look at you, they feel so good about it. That is what even she is saying. And the aura around Krishna is very good. It gives you a very nice feeling. See, it depends on the person to person, right? Some people are, like I said, they're very good looking, they're not. But some people may not be that good looking, but when you talk to them or when you look at them, you'll feel good. So that is what they are saying here. The next one is the Tejan Vita, Tejas Yukta. That means Krishna's effulgence, right? The effulgence that comes out of Krishna is so bright. It is actually, there is a reference in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, it says 15.6, Na tada vasayate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha. So Krishna actually gives reference to how his spiritual world is, right? In chapter 15, he gives a glimpse of how spiritual world or Goloka is. And in that Goloka, he tells that we don't need any sun, we don't need any moon, because the greatest sun, the greatest moon, Krishna is there. And because of him, that effulgence, that is enough. You don't need any other artificial moons and suns to give the brightness or to give the comfort. Krishna, his effulgence is enough, is the reference there. And in another reference in Rajasuya Yagna, right, when they were performing, Yudhishthira Maharaj was performing Rajasuya Yagna, Krishna enters. When Krishna enters, there are so many other kings. Even though men, right, they just look at Krishna and that bhav changes for them. They all think, oh my God, who is this person? He's so good looking. He's so brilliant. That brilliance is so good. Usually men don't get this. It's very rare for men. And that ego is also too much, right? So they never accept that the other person is good. Women are easy to say, oh, nice sari, you're wearing nice dress. Good. Women, it is easy. But men, it's very difficult to say, hey, you're handsome today. Men, you never say that. I've never heard men say that. But here, Krishna actually, when he enters, all the other kings are talking amongst themselves. Oh my God, look at him. He is so good looking. Look at the brightness in him. Look at how handsome he is. They are all saying that. In Govardhan Leela, right? We spoke about this some time ago. In Govardhan Leela, what happened? That the Samavartaka clouds, because of Indra's anger, he starts pouring down. That Krishna's effulgence was what gave the light and the warmth for people under the mountain, it says. The effulgence which was coming out of Krishna, because it was dark. Night used to be very dark, right? And it is pouring. The clouds have completely covered. It's like an eclipse. And you're very scared when it is dark. But Krishna made sure that all the Vrindavan Vasis don't feel that. He comforted them with his effulgence. It's like an emergency light. Doesn't matter outside how it is, you have light at home. It's the same way Krishna did for the Vrajavasis. Another reference is Mastik and Chanur. There are two wrestlers who actually fight in Mathura with Krishna and Balaram, right? They are actually sent by Kamsa to kill Krishna and Balaram. Whenever they see, there are a lot of people who try to kill Krishna and Balaram once they enter into Mathura. And Krishna and Balaram were not so big. They were not men when they went there. They were maybe 16-year-old boys when they went there. Those wrestlers who were ready to fight by Kamsa's instigation, they were ready to fight. When they looked at Krishna and Balaram, they actually felt oh my God, look at this, these two kids, they are so good looking. How can we kill them? How can we fight with them? They had second thoughts, it says. Here, there is a beautiful Leela. I think we've discussed this Leela some time ago, but I'll anyway talk about it. So what happens is Krishna is actually stealing the butter in everybody's house, right? So all the gopis come and complain to Krishna saying that, hey, Krishna, what is the Yashoda Mai saying that your Krishna is stealing all the butter from all of our houses. Why are you letting him go? And also, it is very difficult for us to hide the butter. So Yashoda Mai will say, keep it in a very dark room, then he will not take that butter. Then Yashoda Mai says, no, the gopis say, Yashoda Mai, no matter where we keep the butter, you put so much jewelry on Krishna that light is so much that he is able to find, even in a dark room, he is able to find where the pots are and he will eat it. So Yashoda Mai says, okay, what are you saying? I should not decorate my Krishna with all the ornaments. Is that what you're saying? They'll say, yeah, don't do it. So next day, what happens? She will decorate Krishna with all the flowers. Instead of all the jewelry, she decorates with the flowers. Still, Krishna is able to eat all the butter from the dark rooms. As a kid, imagine a kid. Kids usually don't go to the dark rooms. Still, he's able to do. Next day, again, they come back. They say, see, still he's eating. She says, no, I didn't put even a single jewelry on him. I decorated him with only flowers yesterday. How come he ate it? They all say, gopis all say, what to do? Your son is so effulgent. Wherever there is dark room, he enters, it becomes brilliant. It becomes bright. See, it's a very small leela, but there is a lot to understand in that leela. Point number one, wherever Krishna is there, wherever we are discussing about Krishna, wherever Hare Krishna Mahamantra is going on, darkness is equivalent to ignorance. That ignorance will go away. So wherever Krishna is, wherever Krishna enters, or even the Harinam enters, darkness goes away. Here also, the essence that we have to take is that darkness is taken out by Krishna. The second thing is, Krishna doesn't just go to anybody's house to eat butter. Those gopis, in their heart, they're actually telling Krishna, oh my Krishna, I want to do some seva for you. This butter is for you. It is their desire that he's fulfilling, right? They are telling God, God, come and take our butter, take our prasadam. As we say, take our prasadam. They don't know, less they know that Krishna is God. So he's actually going because they are calling. Internally, they are calling him. Externally, it may seem that they're complaining, but internally, they are calling. It is, some of the acharyas say, people who hide and not give it, they end up losing a lot. The karma of their life becomes more. And person who's calling in their heart Krishna and giving it to Krishna, when Krishna steals your butter, he does not steal only your butter, he steals all your anartha and karma, so that you are purified. And people who hide from Krishna, people who don't want to give it to Krishna, their burden in life becomes more. That is the essence we have to take. And then there are many people who want to Sayuchya Mukti. I think it is called Sayuchya Mukti. There are 5 different kinds of mukti that people aspire for. Bhaktas don't aspire for that. One of that is a Sayuchya Mukti. What is that Sayuchya Mukti? That I want to become one with God. And those people, what happens is they become one with God in the effulgence of God. They become one, that Brahma Jyoti that we talk about, right? They become one with God. The problem is all the yogis and, people who perform a lot of austerities just to get there, they do that. Problem is, you are not pushed from there. It is said you are not pushed from there. You will continue to stay there, but you cannot stay there. Prabhupada, in one of the books, I think we are reading that book. In one of the books, he writes that effulgence of Krishna or Brahma Jyoti is like a white room with nobody to talk to, no interaction, where everything is provided for you. You cannot stay long there where you don't have seva for Krishna. You want to have that intimate relationship with Krishna, only then you can survive. So here in Brahma Jyoti, they themselves cannot survive. They themselves will fall down into earth to perform bhakti and go back to Godhead. Okay, the Kaustubha Mani. See, the Kaustubha Mani is so effulgent. First of all, Krishna is effulgent. Okay, and Kaustubha Mani is much more effulgent. It is said that 1 crore suns, if you put together, that is the brilliance of the Kaustubha Mani. The Kaustubha Mani actually came down as one of the acharyas, right? We've already discussed that also. Alvar, right? Mukunda Alvar, it is Mukunda Mala, the one who Kulsheka Alvar is Kaustubha Mani actually. The Kaustubha Mani manifested as Kulsheka Alvar. And Mukunda Mala is written by Kulsheka Alvar. It's a very, very beautiful. I also haven't read it, but I know a little bit here and there some of the some of the shlokas of that Mukundamala I know, and it is very nice, very, very nicely explained. One of it is the Kasturi Tilakam, Lalata Patale. Kulshekar Alvar explains just the face of Krishna, just the body of Krishna. It is amazing to just listen to that interpretation of Krishna. Then how did Krishna get this, right? So as Vishnu and Krishna, you can see the Kaustubha Mani. Okay, but if Krishna descends to us as Krishna with Kaustubha Mani, everybody will know that it is Krishna, right? So what he did before manifesting as Krishna, before coming as Krishna, he actually gave it to the Nagapatnis. Okay, Nagapatnis had restored, they had that Kaustubha Mani with them. And what happened is, in the Kaliya Leela, when the Kaliya Leela happened, when Krishna subsided that Kaliya, Nagapatni, with lot of reference to Krishna, they wanted to show their bhakti to Krishna, they offer this Kaustubha Mani to Krishna. It was Krishna's only. But if Krishna descends with that money, then what happens? The entire Vrajavasis will know it is Vishnu, right? He didn't want them to know. So he hid that money in Nagapatnis, with the Nagapatnis, and he did the Kaliya Leela, and they offered it as, a gift to Krishna, right? And then he gets back the Kaustubha Mani. Krishna never stays without the Kaustubha Mani. The other reference to it we see is in Brahma Vimohana Leela. What happens, see, you can only see one Kaustubha Mani. There's only one Kaustubha Mani in this entire creation. But Brahma was so fortunate that Krishna showed him. Krishna expands himself as the cows, as the cowherd boys, right? When Brahma sees that, he shows to Brahma that, look, I have expanded into all these people. And you can see in one of the pictures, there are a lot of 400 Vishnus everywhere. And each of them is wearing a Kaustubha Mani. So that is the only instance where you see multiple Kaustubha Manis, not just one. You will see multiple Kaustubha Manis. And that effulgence which comes out of that, that is also from Krishna only, but it has more than anything in this world. Okay. The next thing, Baliyan, right? Krishna is very, 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 very strong. So in Govardhan Leela, he was just a 7-year-old boy, right? Who lifted that Govardhan. It is very difficult. It's not human, right? It is, that's why he is Supreme Personality of Godhead. We can see with age, when he was a baby, 1 month baby, he killed Putana. 3 months baby, he killed Shakatasura. Then 1 year, Trinavara. 2 years, Vritrasura. 4 years, Bakasura. 5 years, Agasura. 6 years, Dhenukasura. 7 years, Govardhan Leela. 12 years, Kamsa. Who can do this, right? Krishna is, if you see any wrestling match, right, and if somebody is winning, that is the Amsha of Krishna. That energy, that Shakti that we have, also Krishna's only. So Krishna is very, very, very powerful. So it is said, it is also said that, many people will claim to be gods, claim to be that we are that. Not even one person can do one Leela of what Krishna has done. Because Krishna is all powerful, that's why he's able to do it. Then actually what happens is, in Brahma Vimohan Leela only, Indra actually gets very angry. Indra comes to know that because of Krishna convinced Nanda Maharaj, and that's why they are not doing the for Indra. Instead, they are doing the yagna for, or they are doing a puja for Govardhan. So he actually scolds Krishna. Balam, Balavatam. There are 2 words he uses, okay? Then everybody is like, oh, what is he doing this? But Saraswati Devi is sitting in between, and she'll change those words to say that Krishna is more powerful. He is the most powerful person in the world. And also all the anarthas and all the things that are happening in this world, right? Who can fight against it? Only Krishna can fight. There's only the energy that is required to, take care of all the bad things that are happening in this Kali Yuga. Only Krishna has the strength to do it. Nobody else has the strength to do it. Krishna's name itself is enough. Hare Krishna Mahamantra, when we say, Krishna, it is said, Krishna has put all the potency or the strength in him in this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And that's why it is able to take all our karma, all our bad deeds, all our anarthas, it is able to take. Also, Bilva Mangala Thakur, right? He has written a very beautiful bhajan. In the first stanza of the bhajan is Vrajai Prasiddha Chora, Navanita Chora. That means a biggest Chora has come to our Vraja. He is a very newborn Chora, and he has so much of strength not only to steal everybody, items from everybody, like the butter and everything. He also steals the heart of people. He also steals the Janma karma, whatever we've done, he steals. Again, who has the strength to do it, right? And he's also stolen Radharani's heart, it says. It's very difficult to steal Radharani's heart because she is equally powerful as Krishna. Radha is none other than Krishna himself, so she is equally powerful. But her heart, who can steal other than Krishna? That is what that Bilva Mangala Thakur's bhajan says. It's a 72 stanza bhajan, but each stanza talks about one Leela of Krishna, and it is never ending, you know. Even that 72 is just a glimpse of what we can see. It's much more than that. Okay. Prabhu, what is the time? Oh, it is 8.
6:48 here, Mathaji. Should be 8 for you, yeah.
Can we continue another 15-20 minutes?
We can, Mathaji. And you said you have a hard stop at...
No, I can go another 10 minutes, Prabhu. I can go another 10 minutes.
We'll be fine.
Or if we want to take questions, we can do that also. How many did we complete? We just completed 3 or 4?
Yes, Mathaji, 4 of them.
Okay. I'll complete one more, and then maybe 5 minutes we can take questions and we can wrap up, Prabhu.
Sure, Mathaji.
Okay. Okay. So the next one is Vayasanvita. That means Krishna is always youthful. See, Krishna doesn't age like all of us because he's transcendental. He's always Yuvaka, 16-year-old boy he is, right? In the one of the Goswamis, right? He says he is always Kishoravastha. It's called as Kishoravastha. He's in Kurukshetra, if you see, guess how much was Krishna's age? His age was 125. But he looked like 125-year-old person, right? No, we've not seen, but at least the pictures and all the things, what the kathas that we've seen, we imagine Krishna to be like 25, 26-year-old, but he's actually 125-year-old, right? So Krishna never ages. And many people today, I don't know in India, I think even in India it has started. How much of cosmetic industry is growing just because of this, hiding the age. Big thing in Kali Yuga, right? Everybody wants to look young no matter how old they are, right? See, Krishna doesn't need any cosmetics. Krishna doesn't need any formula, nothing. All he is. See, it is like paripurnata, right? It's 100%. I keep giving you an example of a brush or a sponge. If you've used a sponge to clean your car, right? Once you use it, you have to throw it because the sponge becomes black, right? Or the cloth becomes so black. But Krishna is not like that. How much ever he gives out energy, his energy lies, right? And his beauty never, I don't know, India also. If I used to go out in the sun, I used to feel very tired. I'm a little on a lighter shade, but I used to become very dark, very, very dark, right? Or even going out here also, the tiredness you can see in the face, right? But Krishna is not like that. He is always good looking in whatever circumstances because he is naturally beautiful. He is naturally young. He doesn't have to take any formula to become young. He doesn't have to apply any cosmetics to be young. Dhyan Chandra Goswami says he is Kishoravastha, always in Kishoravastha. So there are different stages from 0 age to 5 is Kumara age, they say. Okay, from 6 years to 10 years is Pauganda, 10 to is Kishoravastha, 16 is Yovana. Actually, each of this age has different responsibilities. When Krishna was 0 to 5 years old, he used to the small cattles, right? He used to take care of that. As soon as he was Pauganda age, he was allowed to take care of cows. So those days, we have elementary school, middle school, and high school. Those days, responsibility was given in the same way. That is why the reference to the Pauganda age or the Kishore Avastha is given here. In Goloka, all the time, anytime you see, Krishna is 15 years, 9 months, 7 days, 7 days. Okay. And that Rasaraja, see, you are 16 going on 17. I don't know how many of you have heard that. That age is a teenage. That's the most beautiful age, they say. Okay. And Krishna is always in that age. Tell me who cannot fall in love with Krishna. If a person is always in that teenage, right, everybody will look at him as if, he's the Rasaraj. He's so beautiful. See, all these heroes and everybody, when we start looking at celebrities, right, after 15, 20 movies, they look older. They can't fight. They can't raise their leg. They have to put on more makeup, all those things. But here, Krishna's Leela, every time, no makeup required. He's always good looking. So even in Kurukshetra, he was very good looking, as Bhishma Dev mentions, right? He is always good looking. Srimati Radharani is always 14 years, 2 months, 15 days. Anytime you see Radha, when we look at the Radha Krishna Murti or something, we think they are like old, like 20, 25 or 30, right? It is not true. Srimati Radharani is always 14 years old and Krishna is always 15 years old. Okay. Prabhupada, and one more thing here, the reference given, right? Anybody who is a bhakta, right? Automatically the effulgence will start coming in. You don't have to look or you don't have to do anything. Once you are a pure devotee, the tejas in your face also will increase. Now, who is the best example for us? Prabhupada. Now, Prabhupada's skin and all, it started sagging and everything. But when you look at him, when you know him by your heart, right? He's always good looking. He's always Shanta Swabhav. Although he used to get angry with some of the devotees and scold them, you'll think, oh, what is this? Prabhupada is getting angry. No. Know him from heart, that smile that he had, and when he used to close his eyes and chant, that effulgence, nobody can. As we also start becoming pure devotees, as we are walking through this path, right? We don't need any cosmetics. We don't need anything from external. How you are, what you are, your qualities will tell people that what kind of a person you are, that effulgence. When you enter a room, once a pure bhakta enters a room, right, of where people are sitting, you will feel the presence, that vibe you will feel. So what is the essence we have to take care? We don't need all these artificial things. We can naturally good looking, naturally be effulgent once we start falling. Why is that? Why am I saying that? Because once you start in the path of becoming a pure devotee, qualities of Krishna will become qualities of you. It is already, the Atma already has all these qualities. It will start showing up, right? Even though we are in this material world, it will start showing within us. That being Karunamayi, being good looking, being Ruchira, being very nice to others, all these things are qualities that Krishna has, and we will start inheriting those. Krishna will, that he rubs on us, right? If you see one friend for a long time, you like it or not, in the subconscious level, he's twisted you, right? Whatever quality, you don't like pani puri because your friend likes pani puri. Every time you meet, you're eating pani puri. After 6 months, what happens? You don't like pani puri, but you've eaten pani puri for 6 months. Now you like pani puri. That is how Krishna is. The more we do bhajans, the more we hear about him, it starts changing us from within. Like Prabhupada said, right? Prabhupada twisted us from within. I don't want to take anything from the world. I want to give to the world. That's what Prabhupada taught us, right? In the same way, when we start hearing about Krishna more and more, how good looking he is. So that should not be the aim. I want to look good, so I will do bhajan. No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is that effulgence will automatically show up. Not because of that. All the good qualities of Krishna will come in us. People will know. They will start seeing us differently once we start becoming pure devotees. With that, devotees, I'll try to end the session today. Thank you so much for giving me a chance to talk about Krishna. This is a wonderful topic, wonderful person we are talking about. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Let me know if you have any questions.